CGTN, China Global Television Network.
Islamists killed at least 10 people in Nigeria's northeast lake town of Baga. DRC President Joseph Kabila assured the country will proceed with polls as planned on Sunday. And Egypt supports Sudan's government as Khartoum grapples with demonstrations against price hikes. Hello and a warm welcome to Africa Live on CGTN. I'm Lydia Mtongana in Nairobi. Well, coming up later in the hour, we review the year that was. From 1730 GMT, we bring you Africa 2018 perspectives and look at key events that shaped the continent this year. Well, for now, we start the program in Nigeria, where Islamist militants have attacked a military base in Baga, east of Borno State. 10 people, including a member of the military, have died as a result. Now, according to authorities, the Islamist militants and Nigerian troops have been fighting around the town. Insurgents have stepped up attacks in the run-up to a presidential election next year, in which security is a key campaign issue. This attack is the latest in a string of strikes on military bases in the northeast. Boko Haram's aim is to create an Islamic state in northeast Nigeria. The group has killed about 30,000 people and forced over 2.7 million to flee their homes since 2009. And moving to the DRC now, where citizens are set to vote in the rescheduled December 30th election. CGTN's Chris Chamringa sat down with President Joseph Kabila for an exclusive interview. President Kabila stated his reassurance that Sunday's elections will take place.
The Electoral Commission has stated that elections will take place on the 30th, which is next Sunday, in the next 2 days. And we don't have any reasons to doubt as to whether elections will take place. So elections will definitely take place on the 30th, on Sunday. The most important point and the issue is that we want to make sure that these elections take place, but in a very peaceful atmosphere, so that all the citizens or all the registered voters can go on that particular day to vote.
Are you planning a comeback in 2023?
Let's talk about that in 2023. 2023 is still a long way away.
How would you like China to help revive the DRC's economy?
China has been a partner in this country for over the last 50 years. There are those who just believe that our relations with China stem back to the last 10 years. No. China has been a partner in this country for over the last 40, 50 years. And we've had quite a number of projects, economic projects, with China, especially in the mining sector and construction or reconstruction of our infrastructures. And we are also now shifting our priorities into technology, new technology. I believe in the next coming few years, we definitely will have other avenues of cooperation with China, especially the cultural exchange sector with China as a country and the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
What about the issue of corruption, Mr. President? Some people are saying you have condoned it by failing to punish some of your ministers who have been embezzling public funds.
There is a difference between what you call punishment and what you call injustice. I have a special advisor on corruption here, in my office. And his mission is to track corruption at the highest level possible and below. My attitude towards corruption has been and will always be, it's an issue that has, or a war that has to be fought by all the Congolese people. And not only the president, not only the 2 or 3 officials who are charged with that. So Do you just arrest someone because he's been accused of corruption? That's what you might call injustice. We've not condoned that. But there are a number of cases of corruption that have been dealt with. We probably could have done much more.
So what's next for Mr. Kabila? Where do you go from here?
The sky is the limit. I don't believe that, and I don't think that as human beings we should limit ourselves to conventional thinking and conventional ways of dealing with situations. So the sky is the limit. Beyond the horizon we'll go.
And that, of course, an exclusive interview with the president of the DRC, Joseph Kabila. Now, turning to Egypt, the country's foreign minister, Sameh Shoukry, has voiced support for Sudan's government as Khartoum grapples with demonstrations against price hikes. This was the first remark by a top regional Arab official in support of Bashir's government since protests began on December 19th. Cairo's foreign minister and intelligence chief, General Abbas Kamel, arrived in Sudan's capital on Thursday for talks with President Omar al-Bashir and other officials when angry crowds held anti-government rallies that developed into deadly clashes in Khartoum and other cities.
We fully trust Sudan's ability to deal with these issues through the measures it deems appropriate. Egypt always supports the stability of Sudan and supports all efforts to achieve security and to maintain the ability of the Sudanese people. It is always fully ready to provide any support within the framework of the priorities and policies put in place by the Sudanese government.
10 police officers have been killed in an ambush in northwestern Burkina Faso. The Internal Security Ministry says officers were attacked while heading to the village of Loroni near the border with Mali after a school there had been attacked and textbooks torched by armed assailants. It's still not clear who's responsible for the attack, but the West African nation has been increasingly hit by deadly attacks over the last 3 years. Most attacks are attributed to the jihadist group Ansarul Islam and JNIM, which emerged near the Mali border in December 2016. They've sworn allegiance to Al-Qaeda. Now, these groups are believed to be responsible for more than 255 deaths since 2015. So Madagascar, Andry Rajoelina has been declared the winner of the presidential election runoff, according to results announced on Thursday by the country's Electoral Commission. Now, shortly after the announcement, rival candidate Mark Ravalomanana challenged the results, filing a petition with the High Court, which will have 9 days to decide whether or not to confirm the provisional results.
The Electoral Commission said Andry Rajoelina won 55.66% of the vote compared to 44.34% of Mark Ravalomanana's, with a turnout of just over 48%.
The candidate number 13, Rajoelina Andre Nerina, number of votes obtained 2,588,703, 55.66%.
The two ex-presidents, Ravalomanana and the man who ousted him in a 2009 coup, Rajoelina, had previously said they would accept the results, raising hopes of a peaceful outcome and no repeat of the political chaos seen nearly a decade ago.
I thank all the Malagasy people who gave me their trust, even those who voted for the other candidate. My message is that you have to be serene. The Malagasy people no longer need disorder. People need a leader who has wisdom, who will unite and bring together all the Malagasy people.
Rajoelina attended the Commission's results announcement on Thursday. Ravalomanana did not. The Indian Ocean island nation has a population of around 25 million people and is among Africa's poorest. About 80% of the population lives on less than $2 a day. Beryl Oro, CGTN.
Well, time now for a short break. Here's what's still ahead on the program. Coming up in business, China conducts test flights of its large passenger plane, the C919. And in sports, we bring you the latest from the World Tennis Championship in Abu Dhabi.
Changing of the guard. Ending of 20 years of war. the highs and the lows of economic trends, and the winning of international awards of excellence. This week, we look back at these unforgettable moments that defined our continent in 2018. Talk Africa, this Saturday at 17:30 GMT, only on CGTN. Every story starts out like this.
Okay. We'll head up now.
Beyond the rush of the numbers, there's always a more fundamental question. What happened? Who has been affected? When market-moving decisions are made, who's responsible and why?
Let's get some reaction on ground. Joining us in Johannesburg is... Hello, Nairobi.
This is how all stories begin. See how they end. Only on Global Business.
In your business news, China has conducted a test flight of its large passenger plane, the C919. Now, the plane is the third in the series and took off from Shanghai earlier on Friday. In total, 6 C919s will undertake various tests on power, control and stability, as well as extreme temperature tolerance. 2 other C919s had test flights last year and early this year. The project has 3 flight test bases, the main one in Shanghai and 2 others in Xi'an and Dongying. Now in Kenya, diesel and electricity prices shot up to the highest level this year. This has piled upward pressure on the cost of basic consumer goods. Transport fares in Nairobi went up following the implementation of the 8% value-added tax on petroleum products. According to data collected from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, Kenyans were paying 16.71% more for a litre of diesel in November compared to a year earlier. And households consuming 200 units of electricity paid 12.63% more compared with 12 months ago. Well, South Africa's housing market is undergoing a bit of a change following the recent economic recession. Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal provinces are slowly replacing the Western Cape on the housing markets. According to real estate firm Pam Golding, areas of growth in the market are now not necessarily the well-established high-end suburbs, but rather the more affordable areas which are not out of reach for less affluent buyers. Now, despite an ongoing demand for sectional title apartments, freehold homes still remain by far the largest new property type being built. The housing market has felt the effects of the deteriorating economy, with house price inflation slowing from 4.72% in December 2017 to 3.9% in September 2018. And still in the country, a young entrepreneur in South Africa has found a unique and healthy way of manufacturing yogurt using sweet potatoes. Edward Molatela discovered that sweet potato is low in sugar, high in fiber, vitamins and calcium, and the young business person now produces this yogurt from his own backyard. CGTN's Yulisa Jamela has that story.
29-year-old Edward Molatela is the founder of Kharose. It's a company that produces sweet potato yogurt. Kharose says he found a gap in the market. After doing some research, he realized that there's an opportunity to provide a healthier alternative to conventional drinking yogurts.
I was trying to come up with something new, something that will be unique on the market. In fact, I was trying to change the game in yogurt industry.
Kharose found out that sweet potatoes are a low-sugar vegetable, a good blood regulator, and high in fiber, vitamins, and calcium. Sweet potatoes also have a neutral flavor. They can easily blend with other flavors, and therefore, it's easy for him to produce the sweet potato yogurt in different flavors.
I looked at the health benefits of the sweet potatoes, then I found the sweet potatoes to be more healthier than ordinary fruits that they use when they produce the yogurt.
The young entrepreneur purchases the sweet potatoes from local farmers.
We start by buying the sweet potatoes from the small scale rural farmers. Then we transport those sweet potatoes to our factory, to our mini factory in Polokwane. Then we start by cleaning the sweet potatoes, we wash them, and after washing them, we cook the sweet potatoes. After cooking the sweet potatoes, when they are well cooked, we peel off the skin of the sweet potatoes. After peeling off the skin, we blend the sweet potatoes, adding different types of milk.
Since Kharosa started his company in 2015, he has managed to employ a small dedicated team that produces a number of units every
employment.